Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
Movie.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Clopex? Clopex. Clopex.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of Cult Film and Review. I am your host, Cody Everett, and this week we're talking about Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze in a hell of a slobber knocker. We're going to talk about it next. You know what? Let's just start the show. Hey guys, welcome to Cult Film and Review. I'm your host, Cody Everett. As usual, I have the normal band of misfits with me. This week, I have a crazy story about this week. This was nuts. The first time I've ever seen this, so it scared the living daylights out of me too, okay? So I had a work meeting, this is a weird work meeting. It was from 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m., okay, in Tempe on a Saturday, which is like, I don't even want to be on Tempe, downtown Mill, you know, on a Saturday
night.
I mean, that's
a weird.
Where was this?
Is that the weirdness of the story that you had a meeting at night?
It's yes, it is. No, it's at the Radisson, maybe.
Oh, so it was at a hotel.
Yeah, it was at a hotel.
Okay, I thought it was at like a
banquet
bar.
room. No,
let's say, did you get an STD?
No, it was
like fucking contact over there.
It was the whole company there. It was the whole company there. Okay, so I'm going to this work meeting, right? And I'm driving down one of the main roads right off where my house is, okay? And I'm driving down it, and I'm in the right lane. And in the right lane, I see some traffic up ahead, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to get over in the left lane, avoid the traffic. So I get over in the left lane, and I avoid the traffic. To see what's holding up the traffic, I look, all right? So it's a car, semi, and then in front of the semi, there is another car and a white van. And the guy in the white van is out of his van in front of the semi, screaming at the semi, right? I see this as I drive by. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm going by slow because I'm like, what's going on? Like trying to figure out what's going on. I am
rubbernecker.
Oh yeah, I'm rubbernecking. In my rear view mirror, I'm rubbernecking, right? And I'm looking in there, and I see the truck driver. He starts to go around them, like to get out of the situation, right? And he gets into the left lane, or I'm sorry, the right lane. All of a sudden, the dude in the van jumps in the van, right? Gets in the van and gets in the opposite lane of him. And then they start trying to run each other off the road.
Jesus Christ.
Like literally like an action movie. Like trying to run each other off the I don't know what their fight was about, but it was serious. Like, and I come up to the next light and I have to turn, and they're coming my way. And I'm like, oh my God, it's red. I'm like, please turn green. Please turn green. Because I do not want to be in the intersection when these two hit the intersection if they're trying to run each other off the road.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So thankfully the light turned green and I made it. But that's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like,
it probably wasn't over anything serious. It
No.
was probably someone had a bad day and it just got out of hand.
Like they were trying to run. Like I was like, who picks a fight with a semi? Number one.
Dude, he had a van.
Yeah, wait,
man.
yeah. What was he driving?
He was driving a van, like an Astro van,
Like a
Dodge Caravan.
yeah, like a Dodge.
Not
It was
not
like
a
90s
minivan,
no,
but a Maxim van.
no, it was like a minivan. It was like a Dodge Caravan from the 90s.
Oh my
okay,
God.
okay.
It's like double sliding doors.
Yeah,
What the hell was this guy thinking he was gonna do?
yeah, but I was blown away by that. And then I went to the meeting and won a phone. No big whoop.
Oh, what kind of phone you win?
What did I win?
Nexus?
Yeah, Nexus 6.
A Nexus.
Oh, that's right. I got your.
Are
yeah.
Did you do the full switch already? You got it on?
No, I'm still on the iPhone.
Yeah.
I'm an iPhone guy.
I'm an iPhone guy. I love that shit. Such good
Yeah, me too.
technology.
Anybody else have
simple.
a crazy event happen to him this week?
No. Wow.
No. It's been a
How the fuck do I follow that? How do I
pretty
follow
normal.
that?
Nothing happened.
I mean, I started working out again. I'm trying to get back into shape.
Yeah?
You know?
Still
What's
right-
your routine? Are you doing DDP?
No, I'm not doing the double penetration.
It's a good way to lose weight, bro.
It's a good way to gain weight too. No, I bike, and then I go to the gym. I bike all the way to the gym, and then I work out, and then I come back.
Not only is he working out, but he's being green.
Being green?
Yeah. You're not driving your car to the gym.
Absolutely.
You know?
Not like those fucking assholes that were on the road that you had.
Yeah, dude, that's still crazy. Chris, what about you? Anything?
No.
You guys are really putting together a real good front in the show.
I mean, we've been I've been, dedicating a lot of time to work, and we got a lot of good movies coming in at midnight releasing right now, so that's kind of where my focus has been.
Did you guys get an Instagram recently?
We did. Yeah,
I noticed that,
and it got deleted on the first day.
Why?
What?
Oh,
it got
nudity?
deleted?
I know there was no nudity on it. We have a film called Backtrack Nazi Regression, and on the cover is like an old dude, burned dude's face with like a swastika like painted over it, and the only thing I could think is maybe they thought that was offensive or hateful, so they might have deleted the account.
Given everything that's
I
going
don't know,
on
Chris.
today,
I follow the Apt Pupil Instagram thing, and they're not.
You're a
taking
part
down.
of that? Do you
love
that movie or something?
It's fantastic.
Oh my god!
There's an app.
I didn't know there. I didn't know there was an
Pupil. You guys don't
Instagram for
remember that movie?
I
didn't
do
know it had
remember
its
it.
own-
I'm just confused why there's an Instagram.
Yeah, why does it have its own Instagram?
Because it was such a popular movie.
Who was posting the pictures?
Yeah.
I think it's Sir Ian McKellen. Most likely.
I don't.
Sir.
I don't.
Kyle, anything happened to you?
No, I mean, this week has been ridiculous in terms of I've just been working a lot. My boss took a whole week of vacation off, so I've been working. He took the holiday off, so
Yeah.
be just prepping for that and hoping to have.
Oh, dude, you guys are gonna be crazy. I didn't even think of that.
yeah, it's gonna be fucking ridiculous.
That's
so.
gonna be stupid.
Yep. That's been my life.
All right, guys. Well, that's been our terrible week. So we will be back, and when we're back, we're gonna talk about Roadhouse.
All you have to do is follow 3 simple rules. 1, never underestimate your opponent. Expect the unexpected. 2, take it outside. Never start anything inside the bar unless it's absolutely necessary. And 3, be nice. Come on. If somebody gets in your face and calls you a cocksucker, I want you to be nice.
Hey guys, and we're back. We're talking about Roadhouse next. I would like to start off and say that this movie had how big was the budget on this movie? I got it written down.
15 million.
15 million on this movie to make a fictional town of Jasper, Missouri. So I'm gonna set up the movie for you. Basically, what it is Patrick Swayze is Dalton. He is a badass cooler. He's not a bouncer. He is a cooler, and he basically goes into troubled bars and cleans them out. And he's the best at it, except for Wade Garrett.
He is bar rescue.
He's I thought that the whole. I'm like, he's a badass John Tapper. Thought that the whole time. I'm glad I'm not the only one who put that together.
Yeah.
Was that your fan theory for the film?
My whole fan theory
was
is
your
like,
whole thing right there.
This is what John Tapper's like. This is like the true story of John Tapper.
It took me a minute to figure out what cooler meant or like what it was exactly.
I like the term. I'd never heard the term before.
I know what it means.
It's like you cool things down.
In gambling. There's actually.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it was a gambling term.
There is a gambling term called a cooler, and it's just anybody that like
kills the luck.
Yeah, like just kills the luck. There's a movie with what's his name?
I've been wanting to see that. Yeah, with
William H. Macy, and it's called The Cooler. And
Mhm.
his whole job is he's such a fucking down on his luck dude that anybody he sits next to just automatically starts losing. He drains the fucking life out of everything.
Wow,
Nice.
that's deep.
That's Dalton for you.
That's
And that's
no, that's not the same kind of cooler.
It's not. So, all right, guys. So, what makes this a cult film?
It's
anyone.
No, I know. It's so hard for me to decipher it because I've been struggling with this watching the film. I'm trying to figure out how this differentiates itself from any action film and what makes this film rise above all the other ones. Is it the actor? Is it just Patrick Swayze?
It's the Sways.
It's the Swayze effect?
No, the writing of
Swayze
the movie
effect.
is really good. I think the
I like
writing's
the writing.
really
Really?
good.
You think some of the dialogue
Yeah.
is kind of like cheesy?
Yeah, it
just
is, but
80s cheese.
it
Like
is-
it's totally.
It's simple, but it tells
It
you
works.
exactly what you need to know. Like, and it actually goes deeper because stuff starts coming back later on throughout the film that gets referenced early on. That's not so in your face. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it's
Okay.
good. It's good
I agree.
writing. So I think the good writing. I think the comedy of the lines. Definitely the fighting.
Is there any moment of this film that's supposed to be like tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
I will
there's
get
a lot
my.
of those.
You don't
jokes.
think it's taking itself pretty seriously?
No.
I don't know.
I think sometimes it does, and then sometimes it doesn't. Like Patrick Swayze seems tongue in cheek to me the whole time, almost.
No, wait.
I
No, I'm going
disagree.
to agree with you, Mike.
Okay.
I think the movie is trying to take itself seriously.
So maybe that's what makes it a cult film because
Yeah,
it's
and
trying to
this
do
is-
one thing, but it has an adverse effect, which is like it's kind of funny.
Exactly, and this is why like people get together and watch certain. I mean, Carrie said it as she was walking out the door.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This movie's so bad, it's good,
Yeah.
and it is because it is trying to take itself serious, like a serious film. But
And
I
for
mean,
those that
it's
don't
the
know,
writing is so
Carrie
terrible.
Is my girlfriend.
I don't know. I disagree. I think that
You think the
certain
movie
things,
was written well?
I think certain things make you think that it's like a bad movie, but it's actually like the story is pretty solid. The pacing is really good. Like the acting is appropriate for what they're trying to do. It's got like a nice. It does have a campiness to it, but I don't think that was like an oversight. I think they knew exactly what they were doing.
I think it was
Do you want
an
to know?
oversight.
I'll tell you why this is a cult film. I'm glad you asked because I'm gonna tell you why right now.
You actually asked the question.
I know. This movie embodies the 80s, I feel like.
Yeah, a little bit.
What version of it though?
like,
there's so
The
many...
action 80s.
The action 80s, dude. Like everybody knows karate.
Yes, every
Like-
white guy knows karate.
Yeah. And like
And usually they have a ponytail or long hair of some form.
Yes, and they can swing
I
sticks
wouldn't
around.
say every guy.
and he's like
Everybody else was just throwing
You have
punches.
not watched enough 80s
Think about
action
this.
movies.
Think about this too. The thing I liked about it, where I thought it felt very 80s to me, is Dalton is your typical 80s hero, as he is like this tormented, really good guy. You know what I mean? In no way is he really. He's almost like Superman. When he kills, it's like you think it's like the end of the world. At least Dr. Clay does.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? Like he's a hero in the truest sense of like I always have to do right. I always have to do what's correct, and what's best.
Yeah, because we're not calling him an anti-hero.
No,
That's
not
for sure.
not at all.
That would be like a '90s thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's just a straight up hero from the get go. So I think that's very 80s in that aspect of like, no, he's just a good guy. There's really no. I mean, there's like they kind of bring up something that happened, but it's never really talked about. Like,
No, they talk about it. They tell him what happens.
what happens?
He kills some guy because he finds out that his wife or his girlfriend was having sex with this person or something like that.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
When did that pop up?
It's in,
Yeah.
right when Sam Elliott he's in he's dancing with the girl.
They're
his
talking in
girl.
the diner, and
Yeah,
he brings
and
it
he
up, and he says in your like
He goes, "You had every right to do
Yeah,
that.
he's
He
like,
attacked you with self-defense or something."
You didn't
like that."
know
He said
she was
that?
married.
Yeah.
You
You just-
didn't. Yeah, and they kind of
Yeah.
explain why he's so torn up about murdering somebody. And he basically said, if somebody putting a gun in your face, it's either you or him. So what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? And you did that. You did what you should have done.
That's true. I do remember that.
Oh, you do? I don't
Yeah.
remember that. I
It
watched
happens
twice
right
now.
after Sam Elliott's dancing with
It's
his
kind of-
girlfriend, and she goes into the
It's
bathroom.
a little coded.
Because all I remember
It's a little
from that,
coded in the way that they say it.
Yeah.
It's like a little they beat around actually saying that kind of stuff. It's very
Sam
Well,
Elliott
yeah, because I thought-
no, he calls him right out. He's like, what's wrong? And he's like, nothing. And then he just comes out and says, you're still, you're
He said
still
you're
hung
living
up
in the
about all that
past.
stuff.
He said you're
Yeah.
living in the past, and that's like really the bulk. This isn't, and he said whatever town it was. This isn't Cincinnati or whatever the fuck.
We're a
it
long
was.
way from there. Yeah.
So that
But I don't remember anything else, any more exposition other than that.
So I think Dalton makes it like him being that atypical hero that you see in a lot of 80s movies. That's part of it. The karate's part of it. I think also the sets, the settings, the cars, like
the amazing feathered
the
hair.
hair,
Yeah.
the hair. the
Everybody
monster-
has
everything's
beautiful feathered hair.
big. Like you know what I mean. Like the girl's hair's huge.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The dresses are so
Oh,
80s.
yeah.
Like everything is 80s about this movie, and I think that's kind of what makes it. I feel like it captured 80s pop culture in a movie. So
in
that's
a small town.
Yeah,
small
like that,
town.
Well,
that
no, just in the
down
movie.
home kind of
Yeah.
like hair rock kind of way or something like that.
Yeah.
Or bluesy.
It was very
Yeah.
bluesy.
Yeah.
And obviously, I feel like this whole movie was inspired by that. You know.
Oh, for sure.
So that's why I think it's a cool film. The other thing, what I think it was going into the story, because I think that's where we're leading next. Going into the story, what I got from this, because I've been holding it in, I've been wanting to say it, is that this is an 80s Western. This is a Western that happens because another question I have on our on our whiteboard is where is the cops? And the reason I think the cops aren't involved is because it is an 80s Western where you look at Dalton as the sheriff who goes from town to town cleaning them up. And when he's done, he leaves.
He's the drifter.
He's like
He's the
dri-
Clint Eastwood.
Exactly.
Man with no name.
Exactly. And Brad Wesley is the evil town owner who is taking advantage of all of the townspeople, and no one does anything against him because of that, because he runs the whole town. And it's got to be this outside source that brings him down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a good story.
It's a Western. It's the
It's a
80s.
classic Western story.
Oh, it is.
That takes it's a Midwestern technically.
And maybe that's why I feel like it's well written. I feel like a lot of Westerns were, they kind of followed that same storyline, but maybe that's why I like it, because it's familiar, but it's done in a much different era and style.
And it's a Western because Sam Elliott's in the film.
Yeah, true. I love the story of this. I think it's such a cool it's such a cool story of just here's the baddest cooler in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you kind of get to follow him through one of his revampings of, it's just like watching an episode of Bar Rescue.
It's his Bar
A very
Rescue.
violent episode of Bar Rescue.
It is, but it's so good. I don't know. I just got into the story of him. Patrick Swayze sold me on Dalton. Patrick Swayze did a really good job of selling me on Dalton. Sam Elliott as Wade Garrett is Wade Garrett, right? I'm saying the name right.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. When he's on camera, I don't even notice Swayze.
Yeah.
Is that bad?
I actually, so I watched it and
No.
I was like, God, I wish this guy would have hired Wade Garrett. 'Cause I would have liked to see Sam Elliott in the whole fucking movie.
Right?
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I was like, dude, Sam, I would maybe we should do a sequel. Sam Elliott. all
Or a prequel.
all older than he was in that movie.
That would be great. I would love to see a Roadhouse, 3, because I guess they made Roadhouse
They
2.
did make a sequel
Really?
in 2006.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Did anybody see that?
No, it was straight to
God.
video.
Where do you get it?
But it would be great to see Wade
Goodwill?
Garrett's origin story, how he became the best cooler of all time, and then meets
I feel like he's
young
I feel like
Patrick
he's a
Swayze.
Vietnam vet.
That's the other thing I like
He
too.
definitely gives
Did
that
you
impression
notice?
off.
Did you notice the difference? That's the thing I liked with Wade Garrett is you could tell there was an old school style to him compared to Swayze's style. Because
Yeah.
Swayze fought like the Karate Kid,
Right.
and then Wade Garrett fought like a boxer. He got his ass kicked by Jimmy.
Kind of, yeah. And I feel like what he said at one point, he said, you've taught me as much as I've taught you. I feel like Wade Garrett's character is more just brawl and go at it, and Swayze taught him that his philosophy of be nice.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's that. I think before that he probably was a little rougher, cooler, maybe.
Yeah. I also feel that Wade Garrett's motivations are different. He's all business. The whole film, all Wade Garrett's telling him is just we gotta leave town, bro, mijo.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here. Swayze's all about emotion. Dalton wants to no, I'm gonna right some wrongs. It's not our job. Our job is to get the money and go. That's his whole thing,
That's the other
good impression.
That's the other
that.
thing. I'm going to bring this up too. Man, did this movie sell sex, or does it sell sex?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does.
Sex in what?
Yeah.
In all aspects. No, dude.
Rapey sex?
Okay,
or-
no,
yeah.
disagree. Hold on. It does, but what I mean by disagree is it sells sex for everyone, right? It has something for everyone. The girls, they get a payoff. Because Swayze's without a shirt and sweaty throughout the whole movie. And I asked my wife, I said, is he a handsome man? She said yes.
Everybody thinks
Handsome
Swayze
man.
is
Yeah.
Swayze.
He's a handsome man. He's a pretty boy. He's
the
a pretty
Sways.
boy handsome, which played into the Dalton character great because they kept on bringing it up. I thought you'd be bigger, which is a great line. In the
Although
movie.
I mean, I gotta say, women are definitely a little bit more objectified in this film than.
Oh yeah, no.
There's no woman that has a really solid storyline. There's no
Carrie
powerful
Ann.
women in this.
I like Carrie Ann.
Yeah, but she's a throwaway character. She sings on top of the stage and then they never go back to that, which I
Yeah.
thought was kind of
I would say
wow.
Doc would be the character that the stronger female.
She's the
character.
strongest one, but
That's
by
not saying
not a
much.
lot. Yeah, that's not
But,
a big. Yeah.
So you have Swayze sweating all over the place. You have that, right? You have the ladies, but don't forget about the bar trashy ladies. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the scene with him and the doctor on the roof. I was like, can I get me some roof sex? Right? I was like, that's sexy. I don't know. Was that just me? I don't know. Was I in a weird mood?
Sex on top of a barn?
While fucking Belloc is watching
Oh
you.
yeah, that was creepy. That was creepy.
Drinking out of a
I don't know.
decanter.
I don't know. I just thought they sold sex very well in this movie. I thought that this movie had a sexy element to it that was very 80s. Again, it's going back to that 80s thing.
Well, they played up the nudity a lot in this for sure. I mean, you see bass shaft on Sam Elliott, like, you know, you see you see tits, you see everything.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, if there was a drinking game where you had to do a shot every time Swayze had his shirt off, you'd die of alcohol poisoning by the end of this film.
Dead. You're not even gonna make it.
He's always butt walking to, like, who does that, by the way?
You don't butt walk?
You don't sleep nude?
No. If some girl comes in your bedroom and she's like, hey, I brought you breakfast, and you don't really know her, are you gonna walk and go get your pants? Or are you gonna be like, hey, can you get me my pants? Because
and what the hell?
My ass.
We were discussing this before. It's like he asked how you found me, and she's just like, oh, you know, and that was it.
I'm sorry, but that's some bad writing. Yeah, that's some
so
bad writing.
Weird. Like, oh, you know, oh, okay, stay.
That was another moment of fantastic writing, Chris.
Yeah.
Noticed in the film.
Yeah. I don't know, you know, because I'm a bloodhound and I can sniff you out. Like, what? There was no answer.
It's like she was sent there to, like, warn him or something.
And it was really, like, aggressive the way she warned him. She's like, you know, you're a dead man. It's like, what? Who shows up and just says that and brings breakfast? You're a dead man.
Hey, here's coffee though first before you die.
But let's go back to the town too. I want to say something because you just dawned it on me right now.
What? Are you talking about Jasper?
No, I can tell you how she found the place. There's like 3 fucking buildings in this whole goddamn thing. There's Reds, the Double Deuce, and everything's within like visual distance from each other.
Where do all these people live that go to this bar?
This I don't know.
Jasper.
We just don't look at that side of the town. That's
this
all.
is in St. Louis, right? Correct?
No, it's in Missouri.
Missouri. Okay.
Yeah, it's
All right.
like on the Kansas City side, I believe, is where they. Yeah, he says on the other side of Kansas City.
You used to live there.
Yeah, Jasper's not real.
Okay, but are there places like this?
I don't know. I didn't go to those places.
Is there towns with 3 buildings?
Yeah, there's towns with 3 buildings.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
there is.
one dude in an ascot that just fucking owns everything.
That owns
Yes.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
just tearing it up in his red
Like
Mustang.
somebody gets so rich, they're like, I want to go buy a town, and they just walk in and like inject their money into the town, and then now they think they own it.
Bro, they ran a monster truck through a car dealership and nothing happened.
Yeah.
There's not that. Yes. I mean, God, that's just so much excess in this film.
Yeah.
It's
Again,
80s
there
excess.
wasn't-
Yes,
Oh,
again, the other great thing that was very 80s that I'm surprised no one brought up yet. How fit was everybody that smoked cigarettes in the 80s?
Right?
Everyone in that movie.
Doing like aerobics smoking.
I know, but so it brings
There's one guy that's unfit. There's 2 guys that are unfit. The guy that gets hit by the bear at the end, and then the guy that's a bouncer, and they don't smoke a cigarette one time.
and this.
What is
it's
this
true.
movie telling you? That if you don't smoke, you'll gain weight.
well,
But here's the thing too.
It is true.
Think back to Toxic Avenger.
okay.
And when they're making fun of like the gym culture, smoking cigarettes, passing back and forth when they're doing that. So, like I said, this has like iconic 80s only you'll
Cliches,
see
like
cliches you'll see.
I like this movie help create cliches that
I-
Toxie would then. That's why I'm
Rip
saying
off.
like this movie is
But
so
this is
popular
after.
because it's fun to laugh at. You know,
This is
I
later.
agree. I think it's fun to laugh at, but I also think it's like your
that's why it's so
quintessential 80s movie.
That's why it's so popular. I think that's why it's got cult film status. Going back to that is that it is cheesy and it's fun to watch.
But how? I've got to go back to it. Like, how many other 80s action films are like this that are big in excess and like they
Commando.
Commando, like any American
Bloodsport.
ninja, American kickboxer,
Oh my God,
American
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that came out in the 80s is
Yeah.
pretty much like this.
so
Yeah.
why is this one? I mean, I feel like Arnold movies aren't necessarily cult films.
do you feel
They're
like
more
this
like
is
big 80s?
Do you feel like this
action
movie is more popular than those other ones that we
No.
just mentioned? I don't
This
think it
one has a
is.
cult following. I agree that this is a cult film.
Okay.
I don't know that I would say Commando is a cult film.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know. I disagree
would,
with that.
I'd probably say it would.
It's a
Yeah.
cult film?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or is it just an Arnie film?
No,
that
it's not an
everybody
Arnie
knows
film.
because Arnie's a big star.
I think it's a
And you
cult
follow
film
his whole
because
thing.
of how like
What's the
like out of
villain's
all
name
of
in
those all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's, those are like that's probably one of the most cheesy and like poorly
yeah.
made. It's fantastic.
villain-
the dummies by the buildings next explode. I mean that there's just like shit like that you point out in these movies that makes them a cult film. 80s was just full of them.
I guess
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like we could do a whole couple hundred episodes in just 80s action films.
I agree.
We could call it 80s Films in Review.
We could do that. All right, guys. So, what do you think overall of the cast? Do you think it was a pretty strong cast, or do you think like that the cast held it up in some spots?
I think they got actors that are more well renowned than other '80s films that came out. The cheaper ones, the ones that
Sure.
Was this a Canon film? Did
No.
Canon produce this?
No, I don't think
But
so.
you remember, Canon was doing a lot of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
kind
it
of
wasn't.
films. They
I
did
mean,
all the
they got-
Jean-Claude Van Damme films, I think.
Because they had Patrick Swayze and he was like so popular at the time. I think that's how they grabbed a lot more stars.
Because is this
overall,
after Dirty Dancing? It's got to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of this is.
This is
So
like
you got that. You
80s.
got Sam Elliott. Who else is in this film that is fairly well known? The guy who plays the owner of the bar.
Ben Gazzara or Ben. What is
Yeah.
his name?
Who's that one?
He's Wesley.
Yeah, he's
He's
Brad
Wesley. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
The guy that owns the bar, the Double Deuce. Like I know him as being. This is the only
He's a
film
bad
that
guy in the
he's
80s.
always the bad guy.
80s
Always
bad
the
guy.
smarmy asshole. In this one, he's like just a nice guy, sweet guy.
Just
wants
trying to run a bar.
Just trying to run a business. You know, wears bolo ties in peace.
Yeah.
That's all he's trying to do.
Yeah.
So,
Cast. Going back to your question, I think the cast is very strong.
Yeah.
Definitely not on the female side.
you think I was gonna say the female cast members, except for the lady who plays Carrie Ann. I'd love Carrie Ann in this movie.
I do too.
Dr. Clay. I forget her first name. But
They're not
she's-
strong characters.
She's not my favorite, dude. I feel
They're
like they
not.
could have got
They're-
a better actress.
She's only there to be the
I
romantic
mean, honestly,
interest of
a lot of the other bouncers, the ones working at the Double Deuce, I feel like they have more. You know more about them than any of the female characters in the film.
I agree.
That's the 100%.
But I feel like you know more about the villain bouncers that are fired than you do the bouncers that stay.
I only know about. Well, no. I mean,
They get rid of half of them in the beginning.
yeah,
Jesus.
because you realize the waitress is dealing drugs. The one dude's a pedophile.
the bartender's skimming.
The bartender's skimming, and
he doesn't like one dude's temperament.
Yeah, Terry Funk. He doesn't like Terry Funk's temperament.
Yeah.
Terry Funk's a wrestler who played Morgan.
I knew
Dude,
I recognized
he's
him.
huge.
I knew
Yeah.
I recognized him.
That's Terry Funk. He's the hardcore legend. That's a different show.
The hardcore legend.
That's a different show. But I felt like, you knew more about the villainous cast and then Jimmy, who was, he didn't work at the bar. He was just a patron of it.
yeah.
Who was, I like how they tried to, let's find a more, let's find an exotic Swayze, parallel. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
Like, we got one hot dude who knows karate. Let's find another hot dude
And
who
he's
knows
got
karate.
dark hair.
Yeah.
He's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he plays the evil 80s henchman perfectly, I feel like. He plays the douchey, I feel like he was the captain of the football team. He learned karate. He's like the bad guy in Karate Kid. He joined that dojo.
He's Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny from
This
Karate
is
Kid.
Johnny.
Yeah.
That's what happened
Yeah.
to Johnny.
Yeah.
He went to
Yeah.
prison.
Became a
That's-
badass in
yeah.
prison and fucked some dudes.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously, he says it in the movie.
He's just good at looking like a fucking asshole.
Oh,
all
dude,
the time,
he is,
dude.
man. What's the actor who plays him? What's his name?
Yep. Teague.
Robert Teague?
Robert Teague.
I
Robert
believe.
Teague?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he played it great.
Yeah.
I was a fan
I felt
of that
like
character.
I felt like he might have been able to beat Swayze.
He got close until Swayze ripped his throat out.
Didn't see that coming.
No,
I did not see that coming at all. I was like, ooh, this just took a gory turn.
And
I
think that also makes, as part of what makes this a cult film, is it's got stuff like that in it. You
Yeah,
know,
he rips
that's-
the dude's throat out.
Like
which is pretty badass.
where else have you seen that done?
And he threatens to do it to a bunch of people after that. He's just you just see him like this, all
I know,
the
he's
claw hand.
got the claw hand ready to go.
Yeah, ready to rip throats.
It's correction. It is Marshall Teague.
Marshall Teague.
Marshall Teague.
Marshall, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
apologize.
I do apologize because he was fantastic in
He's
the movie.
amazing in this film.
I think he's a quintessential. Again, we're capturing all of the '80s.
The guy
in a ball.
has the perfect chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
He does.
It's
Devilish
It's a thing
eyebrows.
of beauty.
He does.
It takes away from Swayze's feathered hair. Steals the show.
Swayze can't have
as
that.
soon as he
That's
gets
why
on
he
there.
had to kick some ass.
He
was jealous.
That fight scene at the end was pretty badass, though, dude. I was into it.
Yeah, I like how Swayze chased him down and knocked him off a dirt bike.
Yeah,
It's fucking
and
badass.
that laugh he does as he's getting away after blowing up the house, it's just that's all. It's like a Joker laugh. It was
Yeah.
what? It was great. I don't know. I'm a big fan of that character. Speaking of characters, we're gonna talk about our favorite characters when we come back.
Prepare to die. You are such an asshole.
Hey guys, and we're back, and we're going to talk about favorite characters next. Did anyone have any favorite characters or least favorite characters? I think it's pretty obvious that my favorite character is probably going to be Dalton or Wade Garrett.
Wade Garrett for me, for sure. I mean, I even think to a point he's a stronger character than Dalton in the movie. I wish he was on screen more. I think he's awesome. Don't have a one that I don't like because all the other characters are just hilarious, characters.
I gotta go with Jimmy.
Oh yeah,
He's
bad.
just a brilliant fucking 80s
bad guy
villain.
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
Chris?
I really like Wesley. I think he's like, even though he's like an older man, like I like Ben Gazzara anyways, but he just plays such a good, wealthy asshole. And, that scene where they bring the guys back and they're all like, sorry, boss, sorry, and he's giving them the whole speech about how he doesn't like liars, and he just starts punching that guy in the face.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty hardcore. It was believable to me that he was just that big of a dick. So I think he played it really well. And then my second choice would have to be, probably Sam Elliott, Wade.
Yeah.
It's hard not to like him. He does kind of steal the show when he's on screen.
He does, yeah.
He really does.
Show all the time. He steals the show. Sam Elliott is so badass. You've been watching Parks and Rec, right?
Yeah.
He's a great character in that.
Yeah, he's so funny in that.
Oh my god,
he really is. He's really good.
I need to start watching that show.
It's
a good show.
Oh god,
it's a good show. I think a lot of the throwaway characters even have a lot of to like about them. I mean, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But for least favorite character, I mean,
Doctor.
Yeah, man. I
just
feel like
there's no point for her other than just to be the guy. The girl,
the piece of bacon.
Yeah, he is. She's just something to consume.
Stand by your man is all I have to say. Stand by your man, because okay. He was going to get shot, and he rips the throat out, and you're mad at him?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what, did she miss the part where the gun was, like, pointed at him, ready to go?
Yeah. That's that's going to lead me back to a question I posed earlier. This is the thing that kind of bugs me about the movie, and I think takes away from it. Where are the cops? And the reason I say that is because it's like so much stuff happens to where you're like, okay... Like, he just ripped the throat out and sent a body down the river. Cops aren't going to wonder, like, who sent this body down the river?
Well, they say that the cops are, like, owned by Brad Wesley. So, like, they're not going to make a big deal out of anything because he's, like, basically paying them.
But are they doing it reluctantly? Because let me tell you what I think how the movie should have ended. The cops roll in. There's dead bodies everywhere. There's all these people. They hide the guns, like behind a fucking, what is it, like a bear or something, whatever was in there, as if that was like some like crack shot way to hide the murder weapon.
Cover the evidence.
Right? I can't imagine any police officers that wouldn't be like, okay, and you're all under arrest. There are dead bodies everywhere, and you're all here.
Were happy
and there's a bloody guy in the corner named Dalton that just showed up yesterday. So
maybe they're all happy that Brad's finally dead.
That's what I'm wondering. I mean,
no, I think they are, because the whole town pretty much comes together to kill him at the end.
Exactly.
So, but I think that's going back to like what I was saying, it being a Western. Like, that's why I think the cops are involved. But it also takes away from the movie because you're just like, okay, you just drove a monster truck literally through a car dealership.
Yeah.
And no one got arrested. Like, oh, I don't care how much you're paying off the cops. That's making Jasper news at 9 p.m.
You would definitely think.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I feel like that whole scene was just written in because destruction.
I think
like there was no other reason.
Yeah, no, that whole scene was exists solely to justify the cost of a monster truck.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
like, hey, how much more do we have on our budget? Can we destroy some cars? Okay, yeah, but it's a fighting film, and like, no. We're gonna take this monster truck that we bought, and we're gonna play Monster Truck Rally right through this car lot.
Yeah,
and who designs a dealership with two giant ass windows on both sides?
It's a really nice car lot for what I feel like Jasper had to offer. The Double Deuce.
Yeah,
it looks like a shack.
Yeah,
in the middle.
Oh,
and
it looks
Red's is horrible.
It like looks like an Apple store, but it sells cars. It's like what?
It looks like a shack in the beginning, and then it spruces.
Oh
up
no, they
nicely.
definitely do, which
Yeah.
is weird because I can't imagine this guy wasn't making money. Maybe he was saving it in all the bottles that broke.
Okay, here's my
Cleaning up all the chairs that were
So
broken
many
over people's
broken
heads.
pieces of furniture in there.
Oh my god!
Here's another thing that kind of again where the cops should have shown up, where it kind of takes you out of the movie a little bit. Is when Red's auto place blows up and the fire trucks from the 1920s show up.
yeah, right. I know.
Jasper,
But
man.
no cops.
Yeah, well, they're paid off. They're told not to respond.
And can we have fan theory time for a second? Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are all the houses really secretly meth labs? Because why are they exploding? Like everything is on fire for a little bit, and then they just blow up.
Because they're all on gas, dude. They're all on gas.
Boom.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Is that how that
Boom.
works?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Hey,
80s they didn't have
well, wait a
electricity.
minute. Why are you
Yeah,
confused?
yeah.
Why are you confused why Jasper or why Red's blew up? It's an auto store. It's
Okay,
full of
but then
oil
why
and
does
bullshit.
that other guy's house blow up?
That was a bomb,
It's on
dude.
gas. He just said
Jimmy's
that.
a bomb expert, too.
You think Jimmy's a demolition expert?
Yeah.
That's his backstory.
That's
so
his
Could be.
backstory.
It
Yeah.
could be. I wish they would just
Do you
one
think
line
they were
would have
just trying to
explained that.
squeeze explosions into this?
I
Absolutely.
think that's the
Okay.
real reason.
Yeah.
Let's please just say that that's it. Anybody that's going to drive a monster truck through is definitely saying, like, we're going to blow things up. We can't just set it on fire.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like, there's some things that take you out of the movie, but I get drawn back in. That damn Swayze
That damn Swayze
draws me back in every
him
time.
and him and his Tai Chi.
You know? Were there any quotes that anybody, like, really stuck out to anybody?
Oh, I fucking
Just
love
one.
his whole speech, Swayze's speech at the beginning. Like I wish I could actually give that to my employees, like just as a joke without getting fired. But
The be nice
the
thing?
be nice, it's
Yeah.
so funny. He's like, someone calls you a cocksucker, be nice. It's not an insult. It's nothing personal. It's a great speech. I love it. I really do want to
It's
use it.
two words meant to elicit a response. That's actually a really good way to
Yeah.
describe an insult.
Yeah.
It's not something that's personal. It's trying to get you to do something
Yeah,
to him so that
exactly.
he can justify attacking you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then what happens, dude? You get cut by a knife.
You get cut
There's a
by
lot of
knife.
knives in this movie.
Which he never feels.
I like the knife
Yeah.
at the beginning,
Dude.
Like they're in like a really nice looking place, and then these people at the table, and like this chick pulls out a
think
switchblade
she was
out of
a
nowhere
hooker.
and slams it. Is that what she? Is that? The
I think she
theory?
was a hooker.
I mean, I gotta
Because
ask.
he like kicks her in the crotch and she falls
Yeah.
down onto the floor.
Yeah.
I gotta ask something about the women in this bar because what woman is going to this bar? I mean,
It's Jasper. It's the only bar
listen,
in town.
I understand that, but it is a bar where sexual harassment and assault is a fucking promise. It's a goddamn guarantee.
There's party girls out there.
Yeah, bro. Danger, dude.
Dude, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Biker chicks.
Yeah.
If you know you're gonna be fucking attacked by just rowdy, drunk assholes, I can't imagine a bunch of girls are gonna go to this bar. But they have women are just dressed to the nines,
And they're
just
all rowdy.
ready.
They're all rowdy too.
I mean, yeah, they're
They
dancing
are
on
all rowdy
tables,
too.
Yeah.
but they all don't seem happy when some dude's like fucking groping on them.
You give me that one chick at the beginning was all about it.
Denise?
$20 for a
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude,
I
that's
don't
so
have
funny.
$20.
That's so funny. That fight scene is great until the dude at the bar who's just laughing it up.
What's up with that guy?
God,
my god! The whole time he's just like.
They cut to him 3 times
Yeah.
doing that cheesy laugh, and I'm like, okay, you could have done without that.
Yeah.
It's for that payoff when he gets hit with a bottle.
Yeah, it's true.
I love the woman who throws it is immediately like feels bad about throwing
She's
the
like, I
bottle.
didn't mean
She's
to
like,
hit.
oh,
I didn't mean to hit that
no."
creeper. I meant to hit the other violent creeper behind him.
He does that stupid face as he falls.
Dalton just turns his head to
And
the
wait,
side.
Yeah.
Can I say anything?
Dodges the bottle.
Yeah, badass.
Who are all these people that are going to this bar? Why are everyone an asshole? Everyone's an asshole.
Because they're all. And
This is a town of assholes.
I explained it. I can explain everything that Michael, the light bulb, poof, went off in my head. All of these people that are going to the Double Deuce work for Bradley West. Like one girl's dealing drugs.
Okay.
So they're all like, some of them might
So
be
this is like a company.
ladies.
This
yeah.
is like the company bar.
Yeah, some of them
Like,
might be ladies
This
of
is
the
like
night.
a cop bar, but
Yes.
for all of the employees.
Okay,
of
so he
Brad
definitely has
Wesley.
5 right-hand men that are always around. But his whole, I guess you're right. There's
Yeah,
that
he has a
party.
network, dude.
That's that party. That
Yeah.
freaking
Oh my god! I didn't even
Dalton's
put
like
that together.
staring
We
at.
should go back and watch the party and see what people are in it and compare that to the people at the bar.
It's
I
all
bet
the
you your
people-
theory is correct.
Yeah, he's got a whole little like.
So he
syndicate.
hires all these people to what muscle every other business out. The 5
Yes.
businesses that are
It's
in this-
basically a mafia.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can explain it.
It's basically a mafia. It's a mafia western set in the 80s.
A mafia western set in the 80s.
And dude, it captures so much stuff: love stories, sexiness, 80s, the music. The music
is fantastic.
The music
It's actually
fantastic.
very good in this.
So good.
I feel like part of it, like that's what kind of makes the movie.
What's
for
the-
me.
what's the guy-
in
is-
a lot of scenes?
Is
Cody?
Is that guy blind? Is he
Yeah.
really blind?
I don't know.
He's
I think
gotta
so.
be. He's got to be.
Plays it very well.
Yeah, but fucking great music.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Speaking of that, so the band in the very beginning in the first bar, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess everybody already knows this, but I'll explain it to our audience. Is the lead singer of that band is actually the lead singer in From Dusk Till Dawn, and what's the Tarantulas?
Tito.
Tito and the Tarantulas.
Yeah.
It's Tito.
The band that's playing when they first get in there, and then when Selma Hayek is dancing on the table.
And they turn into vampires and they're like
Yeah.
playing the bass.
I
with
thought that was
They're
just
like,
the body
"Fuck you,
bag
good night," and explode.
sinew. Yeah.
I thought that was a great. Is that weird? Like, who makes a? Yeah, I'm a front man of a band in a lot of movies. What a crazy cool
Well,
career.
the way I factored it in, because me and Chris and Kyle were watching the film and we saw that too. I thought it was Los Lobos, so I'm way
Well, the
off.
thing is like,
But yeah, go ahead.
I think maybe what you were just about to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, not at all.
But I think Tarantino liked Roadhouse and
Yeah.
wanted to use them in this film, or Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez, he directed
Yeah,
it.
well,
But I mean,
think about-
Tarantino had to have.
Think about this
some
too.
input
The
in it.
bars are kind of similar in size.
Yeah.
It's essentially the same bar. It's a I mean, in Dusk Till Dawn, it's a trucker bar, but it's a rowdy bar. It's a place that you don't walk into without possibly getting your ass fucking kicked. Like that's for sure.
Yeah, I do see similarities into that, and I think that's pretty cool. With that, let's talk about our favorite quotes.
We had Kyle's favorite quote, but we didn't go with anybody else.
That's true, actually. We started and then never got back
we
to
never
it.
went back to it.
Sorry.
But that's all good. My favorite quote, and we discussed this, the three of us, when we watched the film, is Sam Elliott. He looks up at the bar when he first drives up and he goes, "The double douche."
That's such a good impression.
And I couldn't figure out if it was just his accent or if he was making a joke.
He was making a joke.
He was making a joke. But now I'm also thinking that maybe he's just not a very good reader.
That could be. That could be.
Like maybe he's looking at confused like the double douche. That's a weird name for a bar.
I don't learned it very good, so
I'm good at cracking heads,
what's the
not
thing
cracking codes.
What's the thing he says to Dalton when he's on the phone? Like he's saying it's weird the things we can get used to.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
I'm in a bar and there's a note above the urinal that says, "Don't eat the big white mint."
Yeah, right. Another thing I love about his character is how he has no real like sense of urgency for anything. Like there's a dude just getting his ass kicked behind him, and he's still on the phone like, "Okay, yeah, all right." And people are getting punched, and they're just like, "You know what? I gotta go." So, anyways, I'm making another joke, and even when Dalton's getting his ass kicked, he's getting punched in the ribs like repeatedly. And there comes in Wade, and he's got to make a few cracks.
Yeah, he's
not
he strolls
concerned.
out. He's like,
let's be honest. He talks so slow. I love Sam Elliott, and that's that Western
"You
drawl.
love,
Yeah.
you love." Okay, it's not like you said you loathe.
No, I don't loathe him. I love him, and I don't loathe him because he kicked my ass. But I would love to see him do like an audiobook.
Oh my god, that would be fantastic.
The best of times.
Longest
was
fucking.
the, worst of
it's like 30
times.
discs long.
Yeah, it would take 4 months to finish,
a
but
short
it would
story.
be great. It'd be fantastic.
Chris, any favorite quotes?
It's hard for me to remember all the quotes in this movie. I know there was a ton. The one that sticks out to me for some reason, and it's probably because it's closer to the beginning of the movie. It was the first guy that actually got thrown out of the bar that worked there because he didn't like his temperament. But right when Patrick Swayze first starts to take over the bar, he's just walking by, and the guy's just like, "So you want to tell us what the fuck is going on?" And he's just like so calm and cool about it, and the guy just keeps taunting him. I don't know why, but that cracks me up the way he delivers that line.
Terry Funk got
Terry
you?
Funk got me.
I like
dude.
that. What Terry Funk's like, "What am I supposed to do? There's always barber school."
My favorite line, I'm surprised no one said it, it has to be, "I fucked guys like you in prison."
I mean,
Dude, that line felt so weird. Like it didn't. It didn't feel like
It was weird,
like
but it
the-
was
like-
awesome.
Like the character, like at no point did I see that coming. It was just like
no, but it was great that he used it to like belittle like Dalton as a character. Like,
I feel like
not only am I going to kick your ass, but I'm probably going to ass fuck you at the end of it.
Oh shit.
I feel like it's the only line that gave us any backstory as to what Jimmy was about, because he doesn't have a lot of lines other than "Okay, Darlene" or whatever the hell her name. Look, we're gonna
Denise.
go.
I think
Denise. Yeah.
So he was in prison and he ass fucked people.
Because he was a badass, not because he wanted to.
Yeah, we can assume that he butt raped a lot of people in prison.
Yeah.
He looks like he would probably.
I don't know. It's such a weird thing to say.
It is.
It
It's
seemed
so
very
out there.
Great line. It's a great line. It's
Yeah. It is a
great line.
random. It just it hits you just as hard as seeing
It
his
almost-
throat get ripped out. It's like
Yeah.
what did he just fucking
almost
say?
takes
And
you-
then he's dead.
Yeah, it almost takes you out of the fight scene. You're almost like, what?
Yeah, you're
Right? You're still thinking about it like
You're analyzing like, wait a minute now.
Well, now I'm kind of glad he got his throat ripped out.
Yeah, that was rude.
Yeah.
glad.
Rape is
Really.
rude.
Rape is not acceptable, even
Prison
in
rape.
prison.
Do not do that.
Silence falls.
All right, did we get the? I think we got the quotes from everybody's
my
favorite
God.
quotes. All right, let's rate this movie. How are we rating it?
Well, it's your call.
Let's rate it. Man, this is a tough one, man. There's so much. We can do monster trucks. We could rate it monster trucks. We could rate it spin kicks.
Spin kick. No, we're
Lots of
saving
roundhouses.
spin kicks for when we do Bloodsport.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
We can't do Roundhouse. Guys.
We could
We do Roadhouse kicks.
We could do Patrick Swayze with his shirts off.
His shirt, multiple
Shirtless
shirts.
Swayzes.
Tai Chi
Shirtless
Swayze.
Swayzes.
Tai Chi Swayze.
Tai Chi Swayze.
Tai Chi Swayze. All right.
I'm going.
Tai Chi Swayze.
Have fun with that one, Chris.
Kyle,
damn it.
how many Tai Chi Swayzes would you give this, and why?
And why? Ooh. You know what? I enjoyed the film. I thought it was fun. It was campy, but it was overall just enjoyable. Fantastic soundtrack. There were some parts that were just not written well, but I think it just helps to have a laugh about it. But that being said, I don't think I'm going to do 3.5 Tai Chi Swayzes.
3.5 Tai Chi Swayze. That's really hard to say.
It is, but it's fun.
It is. Chris,
It's going to look great when Chris makes
Yes,
the
I
image.
know. I agree with a lot of what Kyle said. Love the soundtrack. I had never seen this film before. This was my first time, and I was looking forward to it because I've been wanting to see it for a long time. So I felt like a lot was riding on this one because I was the anticipation, and I was pleased with what I got. Like, I thought this movie was so fun, and the fighting was awesome. The characters were funny and silly to me. I like the world that it was in. I don't mind Patrick Swayze. I think he does the role well. So I'm gonna actually give this a 4. 4 Tai Chi Swayzes.
4 Tai Chi Swayzes. Michael.
Okay.
How
Well,
many Tai Chis?
Wrapping that up.
I gotta say, I agree with you, Cody. I think it's a like a memento to the '80s. Like, it's something that should be treasured. It should be in a museum somewhere.
I agree.
Some film museum.
Swayzeum.
It's weird. Like, I disagree with you, Chris, that it's written well, but there are also so many great lines. Like, Dalton is a man of few words, but what he says is amazing. I gotta give it probably 3 shirtless Swayzes.
Shirtless?
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi
If you want to do
Swayzes.
shirtless, you can do shirtless.
I'm sorry.
Mike's getting his own
Mike's
rating.
getting his own
He's getting
rating.
shirtless Swayzes.
That's why I came to watch the movie, gentlemen. No, I will give it 3 Tai Chi Swayzes. I'm only docking it 2 because I just, I'm still at the point where I can't really figure out what makes this film great. I know it's somewhere in my heart, somewhere I know it, but I can't vocalize it. I cannot put it verbally. Yeah, I don't know. 3.
3. All right. I will say that this movie embodies the 80s also. I think that it, even within the access, the excess of the 80s, I think it captures that with the excess of just the fight scenes, the monster truck, even the music. I mean, the music's awesome, and it keeps rocking. It's the same band. They never go away. They've been there for months. It's just I did have a problem with the cops not showing up. That's a little bit of a loophole in the story, but when I put it in the frame of that it's a Western, I let it go. You know what I mean? So I would have to give it. I'm a big fan of this movie. I'm going to give it 4 Tai Chi Swayzes.
4 Tai Chi Swayzes.
Nice.
That's it, guys. Join us next week. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at cultfilm_review. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the same. You can find Mike. Where can people find you at?
They can find me at Mike Salustio on Twitter, and I also write about film over at friendlyneighborhoodfilmmaking.com.
All right, guys. Make sure you check out our website, too, for just stories that Mike writes on there. He does some blog posts. He's actually going to be reviewing Scream, which will probably already be going on when
the
you hear
TV
this.
show, the series. By
Yeah,
the way.
the TV show.
Not the movie.
Not the movie.
The series will be canceled by the time you hear this.
Yeah,
Possibly. It's a very real possibility.
All right, guys. Later.